The hearing aspect of subtle energy for me was stimulated by, I listened to a cassette once of Tibetan singing bowls, which are these bowls that are tuned to the chakra, various chakras. And in the course of listening to that, I mean, I felt all of my chakras start to buzz and respond in response to the different bowls, and I felt the Kundalini become awakened and become very stimulated by listening to that. If there is you might want to do your own experiment and look out there and see if there's a good kind of recording of Tibetan singing bowls, and try that out for yourself. That really activated me initially, and after doing that I heard a lot of sounds that I didn't hear before that. I began to hear a lot of these almost outside of the normal hearing range sounds, or they may have been just subtle energy sounds, the sounds emanating from the chakras themselves that I was then hearing. So you can try that. But the best thing to do to develop the senses is to experiment with it. To go out there whenever you're around and just go take a walk in nature and try to feel the energy of the plants and the trees. Sit with if you have a pet, and work with the energy of your pet, see what you can notice. If you have a friend that you can work with, you just have to experiment, and you have to learn to trust the subtle things that you'll start to sense and not discount them. And that's another reason it's good to have had some sort of meditation, so that when the critical mind comes in there and tries to discount and talk you out of what you've been sensing, that you can just tell it to be quiet and go about your business. I've learned to trust this and work with it for a long time, and I know I've had so much validation over time for the things that I've sensed, but it'd be very easy to fall into the trap of letting that critical mind discount what you're doing, and to give you all sorts of reasons for how what you're doing is nonsense, and this can't be real, and you're not really sensing this, and you're making it up, and blah blah blah. And you just have to chuck it out, because the mind is not meant for that. The mind is meant to be used as a tool for us to express things in this world, but it isn't meant to guide us. The light is meant to guide us, and our higher intuition is a much better guide than the rational mind. Unfortunately, most of our education systems and the way we go about the world has it all basically backwards, and we've glorified the mind, and it's created a real prison for us. And now we have to work like heck to get free from this, from the mind, and to learn to see the light, and to trust ourselves, and to find out who we really are. So I hope that helps. Do some experiments with that. That's really the main thing. You have to play with it and see how it works for you.